Chess Enthusiast here, and I have brought you another game featuring another sacrifice. This time it's the double bishop sacrifice. Without declaring the players' names, I would like you to look at the game first. Well, the game started with e4, c5 was played, and f4, the unusual but very powerful McDonald attack. d6 was proceeded with, knight to f3, knight f6, knight c3, e6, d3, and here he goes bishop to e7. Bishop to e2 was played, and you can see both sides are bringing the big guns out very late, and they are preparing them to mold more. d5 was played, and e5 was the answer. Knight retreated to d7, castling, knight c6, knight b5, a6, and simply knight d6 check, bishop captures, pawn captures, and you can see that white has a knight in black's territory. To get rid of that pawn, oh sorry, I did not mean knight, it was a pawn. Knight to f6 was played, knight to e5, and knight captures on e5. And you must be wondering why black did not capture the pawn. If you want to know, stick till the end in analysis time. F takes on e5 was played, knight to d7, and here bishop to h5. Point is simple to attack the f7 square, and the worst possible defense by black, I would say, and the move played was this, g6, completely disregarding that the black squares are too weak to function. And here queen to f3 was played, threatening mate in 1. Black's only defense, knight captures on e5. Now it attacks the queen as well as protects the pawn. But in here, white calm-headedly played queen g3, allowing the bishop to be captured. But truly the bishop was untouchable because this position is very complex. If you want to know what will happen, stick till the end in analysis time. f6 was played over here, protecting this knight, and immediately white went for bishop g5, and you can see this is the one move before the move in the thumbnail. In the thumbnail, black castle kingside, which is possibly a good move, but it's not winning at all. Now the simple point is bishop captures on f6 was played, now attacking the queen as well as the knight, and simply rook captures on f6 and queen captures on e5. And why not the rook was an important point, because white would have been down a piece. Although the bishop is hanging, the position here is much better. Rook takes on f1 was played, and rook takes on f1. Queen d7 was proceeded with. Now this was I would say a very big blunder, because really you need to have activity as well as defense at the same time. Developing the bishop was much better. Queen to f6 was played, threatening mate in 1 on f8 square. Queen to e8, defending that, and bishop to g4. Now giving the bishop another chance to attack. Bishop d7 was played, trying to bring the rook into the game and capture the pawn. However, rook to e1, and as you can see, there's a lot of fireworks on the same file. e6 pawn is, desperate to be defended. But in here, black played e5. Now asking, do you want to capture the bishop or the pawn? And how? Well, white replied easily, I want to capture the pawn, attack the queen, and after this queen trade was offered, white simply declined and played this bishop check. And as you can see, the king cannot move, so the bishop needs to be captured. The only move, bishop captures on e6, and now not capturing with the rook, but going for this queen captures on e6 check. King g7, d7, b6, and queen to e8. And now everybody knows how this is going to end, because this endgame is truly spectacular. The queen captures and rook captures was played, and here king over here to f7 was played. This is a very bad blunder, but let me tell you, the game was a blitz game, and in the blitz game the accuracies are not as accurate as the players are, which means by instincts white played this queen d8, and rook captures was played. Up a whole rook, white was going for the endgame, and you guys know how this is going to end. So I'm going to fast forward and show you all the possible moves which were played in the game and how white easily won this game with losing no sweat. However, these interesting positions were actually reached, and I want to show you this endgame really because this was really fun. Now you can see black has played h3, and of course you can capture, but then proceeding in any way would be very difficult. Well, in this position a7 check was played and king goes to a8. This is very tricky, you should not capture that pawn. That's exactly what white did. White played king to f2, and after h captures on g2, now you may be threatening the g1 queen, and after that another stalemate can occur. So white went for brilliant queen rook to h8 check, king b7, this rook b8 check, king moves, queen promotion, and after the king went to b5, only now he captured that too with the queen. And this is the 55th move, and I'm going to fast forward the rest 5 moves, and here you can see white delivered checkmate. Now this was a very tricky endgame, especially at the point when the a7 check was played. Well, let's view that move again. This a7 check, king went inside, and this is a very tricky position. However, this was not the reason I showed you the game. The reason to show you the game was the double bishop sacrifice, and that double bishop sacrifice was on the move 17th over here. And this is another picturesque position which could be remembered for ages if you view my video. Well, give a like and subscribe if you're going to leave the video now, and thank you for watching.